Bowling. It only took one ball from Wacker. And Chris Martin gets cleaned out to leave Matthew Sinclair unbeaten on 204. And New Zealand wrap up their innings at 476. Congratulations all round for Matthew Sinclair. The Pakistanis showing their great respects to a great innings.
Well, that has finished it off. So one ball from Andrew Flintoff enough. And it was still with that old ball. New Zealand bowled out in their second innings for 336.
Flintoff with a little bit of menace as well. Chris Martin giving himself plenty of room outside leg stump, straight enough from Flintoff. That's the end of New Zealand's innings. England, the business of batting.
Bowling! Steyn gets his reward. 1-0 South Africa. And Tini and Steyn, 5 each. Dale Steyn's first 5-wicket haul in Test cricket, and only the second South African bowler to get 5 wickets in an innings this season.
Oh, he's bowled him. That's the end of the Test match, and Dale Steyn picks up his 10th wicket in the match. Wonderful delivery. Chris Martin, not the best of batsmen. We've spoken about his record, but Dale Steyn has been absolutely superb. Knocks over the timber and brings to an end a very well Steyn and for South Africa.
Victory for South Africa by 358 runs. It is the biggest victory in their Test history in terms of runs. They have absolutely dominated this Test match.
Chris Martin, the last man for New Zealand. I won't talk about those stats too much, apart from that high score of 12.
Well, we're now in the territory now, I think, for wicket falls now. It'll be afternoon tea. Here's Chris Martin, first ball. And last ball. A ripper. It looked as if it was a reasonable forward defensive shot. It's just that he missed it by quite some margin. And back goes off stump. It'll be afternoon tea, we hear. And Chris Martin goes cartwheeling back to... cartwheeling back. A emphatic way to end the innings. So Martin doesn't improve on the stats. In fact, they go downhill. He goes for a duck. New Zealand all out for 470 in their first innings. And the last 40 minutes or so have been pretty good for England. They picked up Taylor, Vittori, Patel.
That's got him. That's the end of the innings. Martin is yorked by Collingwood. And the New Zealand innings comes to an end at 198, 144 behind.
And Michael Vaughan is already in the dressing room. He's gone. And Alistair Cook is not far behind him. They know they've got this difficult period to bat now. This is a beauty from Collingwood. It's just a question of time, really. He got the length right, which had Chris Martin dancing on his crease. Couldn't counter it. So he goes for one, and New Zealand are rolled for 198. Test over, bowled, and Martin's been bowled by the bowler of the series for England, and probably the bowler of the series in both sides. Ryan Sidebottom finishes this Test match off, and England have won the Test series 2-1.
Full and straight, gone. Chris Martin off stump, knocked back. James Anderson has the wicket, and it'll be the last one. No Daniel Flynn. Michael Vaughan with problems this morning goes up to Ross Taylor, congratulates him on a quite splendid 150.
Oh, bowled him. Well, there we are. That's why I wanted to. Clean bowled. The ball straight and the stumps are down.
Finally, Stuart Clark gets some rewards.
He's bowled much better than 2 for 46, which was 1 for 46 before that. And Chris Martin got the front foot just going left of leg stump. And his mind switches from batting to bowling, because Australia end this first innings with a very handy first innings lead.
58 the lead for Australia, and they'd be pretty thrilled with that after having been bowled out for 214 to get any sort of lead.
Oh, and it's all over. The stumps are down, and that's the end of the Test match. Well, more often than not, if you get it straight to Martin, the chances are you're going to bowl him out. And Johnson has done exactly that, and in so doing has registered 5 wickets. The first time in his career. He's had his best Test match ever, and this is how he finished off the New Zealanders.
Well, that is spot on. He's hit the middle of middle, and smart move coming around the wicket to give himself a better chance of hitting the stumps. I think he realised that he wasn't going to get an LBW and he wasn't going to get a caught behind. Safest thing was to just get it on the sticks.
And that's his one easy wicket. The other's very important. Jesse Ryder, Ross Taylor just a moment ago. The real killer blow, Daniel Flynn, yesterday evening. That was a superlative bit of bowling. It's at 19 apiece, and Steyn will lead the South African attack here in 3 Test matches. Perth, Melbourne and Sydney to come this summer.
That's it. That is that. Fast, full and straight.
Chris Martin has another duck. Brett Lee has a 4-wicket haul. And Ian Chappell, that's a considerable effort.
Yep. Good finish there for Brett Lee. I think you can put that non-single down to lack of trust on Daniel Vettori's part. He didn't trust his number 11's call because there was an easy single. They might have eked out a few more, but really a poor performance from New Zealand. This is a very good pitch. The Australians have bowled well, but New Zealand will rue the fact that their first 4 wickets, really, the batsmen contributed greatly to their own downfall.
It's been a team performance with the ball, Mark. Everybody's done their bit at different times through the day, yesterday and then again this morning.
Australia will take a lot from this bowling performance. Even though they bowled New Zealand out twice fairly cheaply at the Gabba, it was a good pitch up there for them to bowl. This was a test for them. They lost the toss on a good pitch, and they've bowled well. They've bowled almost 100 overs, and they've bowled the Kiwis out for 270 at Adelaide, which is almost like bowling a side out for 170 at the Gabba or something like that. So, really good performance. Lee picked up 4 wickets. I thought Johnson also...
So he's got all the slips in position, 3 slips in a gully. Everyone up saving 1, except the fine legs back. And here we go. He's round the wicket straight away. And he's bowled him. He's bowled him. That's 6 pairs. Took him exactly 1 ball. So New Zealand all out for 203. That's so Australia win the match by an innings and 62 runs, and that's the dismissal. Martin out for a duck.
Bowled him! Well, it only took a couple of full straight ones. One of them was always going to get through to the fences of Chris Martin. So the innings comes to an end, 407, a marked improvement by the Black Caps. And Australia now will try to win this Test match. They have 106 to do so.
Yes, full and straight was what was required. Chris Martin, the end of him, he made a solitary. All over. Only took 2 deliveries. Ryan Harris gets one straight, and it goes straight through Chris Martin. He's gone for 0. New Zealand bowled out for 264. Just a straight delivery that was too good for Chris Martin.
Well, he was good enough to get a little inside edge on it, but only onto the stumps. He's out for a duck. 264 is what New Zealand are bowled out for. They lead by...
Brings all those players into the game.
How long can he resist the big shot? Yeah! Oh, that's well bowled. Nathan Lyon has consistently spun the ball on this first wicket Gabba pitch. He finishes with 4.
That's nicely flighted and spun back beautifully between bat and pad. Might just have flicked the pad for action on the way through. But I think this guy's got a bit about him. Lyon, he's bowled well on the times I've seen him on television. He's bowled well in this match.
He was at 31 ducks in 93 at-bats. It's a good strike rate, 1 in 3. He's tightens the cordon. 4 slips now, 5 slips. The man behind point. That pad, man round the corner. And bowls him, first nut! Straight through, the biggest gate you've ever seen. And there's another globe. Make that 32. And that's another 5-wicket haul for James Pattinson. 2 in a row for the young quick. Welcome to Test cricket. Good to see too. Knocks over the tail. When you've got a batsman like Chris Martin, bowl it straight, bowl it full. And grab yourself 5 wickets. 5 for 51. Pattinson, New Zealand all out for 150.
I think on reflection, the batsman might feel he could have got closer to that ball.